Hello and welcome to another episode of BRCGS Bitesize, a new series of information videos from BRCGS. The series will cover topics across the range of BRCGS products and services and will aim to answer questions posed by our customers. I'm your host, Barry Miko, and today's Bitesize topic is product risk zoning. I'm joined by Mercè Sánchez Rodriguez, who is our food programs manager. Hello, Mercè, how are you?
Very well, thank you. Nice to
Good,
see
good.
you.
Nice to see you too. So we've had some questions about the decision tree from issue 8, appendix 2. Can you give some guidance on whether that high risk, high care decision tree, which was removed from issue 9, is it still valid?
Unfortunately, no. The decision 3 that was stated in the previous issues of the BRCGS standard food safety is not still valid. Sites must follow what is stated in the appendix 2. This is against what there is stated in the clause 431 that requires that sites must assess the zones according with the appendix 2. And Appendix 2 creates clear definitions about what is stated for each area, high risk, high care, and high care. The decision 3 that was in the past, it's a good approach because it was valid for the previous issues, but the definitions that they are nowadays in the food safety issue 9, it's slightly different. Then the answer is no, it's not valid.
Okay, I understand. So just to clarify then, the decision tree is currently in the product risk zoning guideline. So what can you therefore advise on the use of this document?
Well, that's what is the name of the document. It's a guideline. Then as a guideline, it's something that sites should use to help them. Then they can use the decision 3 why there is the decision 3 in the guideline, because there was a useful in the previous issues and brings you an idea. But at the end, you must follow what is stated in the standard. Then the decision 3 can bring you some help. You can adapt the decision 3 with the definitions that there is stated in appendix 2, but at the end you need to comply with what is stated in the 431 clause, that it's follow what is stated in the appendix 2.
Perfect. Okay, so thank you for that clarification. So then with regards to food safety issue 10, which is currently in development, what changes are being considered for section 8 of the standard?
Well, this is the question of the golden egg. And I'm so sorry, but I cannot answer nowadays. We just finalized the public consultation. We are now collecting, reviewing all the data, and we will produce the modifications. For sure, it has been some contributions on the section 8, as is one of the most challenging sections for sites that has high risk, high care, or high care. But nowadays I cannot say anything. It's my mouth is blinded completely.
Top secret.
Top secret.
Okay. So presumably any feedback that we've received from or around high risk and high care risk zoning, that kind of stuff, will all be considered in the review. So anything that's come in through the public consultation will be considered, of course, right?
Yeah, all the comments that came from the public consultation will be considered.
Yeah.
We will review all the comments. We received more than 1,000 contributions. Then this is a lot of information, a lot of contributions, and all of them will be considered for the new standard. Yeah, the new
Fantastic.
issue.
And can you give any insight as to whether the decision tree will be restored into issue 10, albeit slightly amended due to the updated requirements? Do you know if that will be considered?
I cannot say anything about that, but for sure we will review, and if there is comments about the need to restore the decision 3, or if there is any clue about a new decision 3, for sure we will try to figure out the best options in order that sites that implements and has high risk and high care areas will be able to identify correctly which is the best the approach that they need to follow up. And also for the current certificated sites, because the definitions can change or not, then yes, we will review. And if we know that there is several inputs about the decision 3, that was a pity that the decision 3 is not longer in the standard. We understand that. Then, well, we will review all the stuff, but I cannot say that yes will be or not, because it depends of the technical working group that for sure will be to discuss these topics.
Fantastic. Well, thank you very much for your time today, Mercè.
It has been a pleasure.
And thank you very much for your insight. If you have a topic that you would like to see discussed on a future episode of BRCGS Bite Size, please email us at brcgs.enquiries@lgcgroup.com. Mercè, thank you very much for your time today, and we will see you on the next one. Thank you.
Thank you so much.